I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the Bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started on the No Half Step and Hockey coverage, first, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you learn everything you need to know about the show and what you're going to educate about the show. That's when you can click on that merchandise tab. Take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and so much more. All the gimmicks you've come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck are all still available in our online store, whether that's socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets. Doesn't make a difference to us. Something like 88 different items in our online store. We call them gimmicks. We also like to say that we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this hockey operation, so here's how you can support the Renegades of Puck. You can still find us on a number of different social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. You can also find us on Threads and X, so please check us out on each or all of those different social media platforms. Whatever it is you prefer, it doesn't take you but a second. It doesn't cost you a single thing to help us out on social media. YouTube, that is especially important to us right now. Thank you so much to all of our brand new subscribers. We sure do appreciate each and every one of you. Just search Renegades of Puck in YouTube and give us a like today, a subscription, turn on those notifications. It sure goes a long way to helping out this operation. So again, that is YouTube. The audio podcast can be heard worldwide thanks to the Full Press NHL Network. The Full Press Predators podcast went from local to global in the year 2023. It continues that momentum on into the beginnings of 2024. So stick taps, love, and respect to everybody for checking out the show. You can find us on Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon, several other audio podcast platforms, whatever it is you prefer. Just search Renegades of Puck and you'll find the Full Press Predators podcast by the Renegades of Puck. I guarantee it. Venmo is how you can help the Renegades of Puck financially. Make a donation by going to Venmo and searching Renegades of Puck, or just scan the QR code that's currently on your screen. Every dollar goes a long way to helping the Renegades of Puck, and as you can tell, we could use a little bit of extra support right now. This recent cold snap, snowstorm, ice storm across our local area has left the local area completely paralyzed, but not us in the bunker. It has left us freezing cold out here in the bunker and working this entire week, but it has left the rest of the city paralyzed. We would like to upgrade our systems out here in the bunker, our HVAC system, and that's going to cost a little bit of money. So we've started a campaign to save up for that. So every dollar you send into the Renegades Puck is going to go directly to helping build that here in the near future. I know it's not going to help this week, but maybe in the future when we have weeks like this, we will be able to manage it a little bit better. It's also a lot better for the equipment if we go ahead and do so. Okay, listen. I know it's time for the Half Step and Hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. Time for operation number 858. That's right. Time for show number 858. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently found themselves in fourth place in the Central Division after 45 games skated this season. They have a record of 25-19-1. 51 points has them 6 points out of the automatic third place qualifying playoff spot and 11 points out of first place in the Central Division. 6 points ahead of their next opponent, which is inside the Central Division. The Arizona Coyotes will update the entirety of the Central Division here in just a matter of seconds. The Preds' next game takes place on the road where they have a record of 12-8-1. Preds scored 141 goals in the season. They've given up 139. They have a goal differential of +2. Easy to see there. The updated Central Division standings, the Winnipeg Jets are still occupying first place after a red-hot December and January. A record of 29-10-4, 62 points, has them 1 point clear of the second-place Colorado Avalanche. The Avalanche have a record of 29-14-3 and have 61 points. The Dallas Stars have 57 points, 26 wins on the season. And then find the Nashville Predators 6 points behind Dallas, occupying a wild card spot currently in the playoff race with 51 points. Now, the Preds have found themselves in a unique spot at this moment in time. 6 points behind the Dallas Stars for third, 6 points ahead of the Arizona Coyotes for fifth place. So we find the Arizona Coyotes in fifth place with a record of 21-19-3. They have 45 points on the season. Their home record is 13-9-0. They've scored 129 goals in the season, given up 128. They have a goal differential of +1. So the Nashville Predators, the Arizona Coyotes, are easily two of the more unique stories of the Western Conference race so far this season, both of them fighting out for a wild card spot currently amongst the now red-hot number of teams in the Pacific divisions, including Calgary, including Edmonton, and it actually goes on beyond that. You'll find the St. Louis Blues in 6th place at 44 points. You'll find the Minnesota Wild in 7th place in Central Division at 41 points. Chicago Blackhawks are in 8th and last place in Central Division with 28 points on the season. Once the Preds finish up this third game of their road trip, they will return home on Monday to face off against the Florida Panthers. And then on Thursday, immediately back on the road to begin another 3-game road trip. That will be in Minnesota on the 27th. The Preds will be in Edmonton on the 29th of January. Preds will be at Ottawa, and then they will close out the month of January. Already talking about closing out the month of January on home ice on the 31st versus the LA Kings. Now, the season series between the Nashville Predators and the Arizona Coyotes, they've played one of their 4 regular season in division meetings so far this year. That took place on November the 11th, and it was a wild one. The Arizona Coyotes secured the victory at Bridgestone Arena 7-5. UC Saros took the loss. What an awful stat line it was. 18 out of 24. Philip Forsberg did have 2 goals and assists for 3 points in that game. O'Reilly, Sherwood, and Fabro scored goals for the Predators, but it was the comeback of the Arizona Coyotes and the relentless offense that led to them scoring 7 goals. Connor Ingram got the victory in that game. 37 out of 42, picked up the win. A stat line that doesn't typically get you a victory, but it did at Bridgestone Arena on that night. Carcone had 2 goals in part of the comeback. Bukestad, Keller, Kerfoot, Dursey, and Stetcher, all with goals also for the Arizona Coyotes. One of the Nashville Predators' least impressive games of the season back on November the 11th. Now, they'll meet 2 more times after this meeting. On February the 10th, Arizona will be back in Nashville to face off against the Preds at Bridgestone Arena. And then on March the 28th, the Preds will make their second and final trip of the season out to Arizona to wrap up the regular season series. Every single one of the points remaining between the 6 points left between these 2 teams are critically important, especially with the emergence of the red-hot teams in the Pacific Division. It doesn't look like it's going to be an easy path for 5 teams from the Central anymore. And we couldn't say that a couple weeks ago. The Central Division was dominating for a while there. Now let's talk about this Arizona Coyotes team. Their most recent stretch of action. Let's go back to January the 9th. It was a 4-3 overtime win versus the Boston Bruins on the 11th of January. 6-2 loss versus the Calgary Flames on the 13th of January. A 6-0 win at the Minnesota Wild on the 16th of January. 3-2 overtime loss at the Calgary Flames. And most recently on the 18th of January, a 2-1 loss at the Vancouver Canucks. Now the Nashville Predators and the Arizona Coyotes. This is how they match up and amongst the league leaders and rankings for each of these teams. The Arizona Coyotes are only generating 2.95 goals per game. That is 22nd in the NHL. The Preds are at 3.09 per game. That's 18th in the NHL. But the Arizona Coyotes are only giving up 2.98 goals against per game. That's 13th best in the National Hockey League. While the Preds are giving up 3.09 per game. That's 16th best. So the Preds scoring 3.09, giving up 3.09. That is a very, very, very slim, narrow margin of error for the Nashville Predators right there. That is one of the reasons for the Jekyll and Hyde up and down nature of this team as of late. In the shots for category, the Arizona Coyotes are only putting 27.2 shots on net per game. That's 30th in the league, while the Preds are generating 30.8 on net per game. That's 16th. In shots against, Arizona gives up 31.3 per game. That's 23rd overall, while the Preds give up 30.3. That is 15th. In the special teams area, the Arizona Coyotes have a decided advantage on the power play, converting at 23.1% of the season. That's 10th overall in the National Hockey League, 31 out of 134 opportunities. The Nashville Predators are converting at 20.8%. That's 18th in the NHL, 32 out of 154. On the penalty kill, Arizona also ahead in this particular statistical metric. A kill rate of 79% is 20th overall in the NHL, and they've given up just 29 power play goals against. I say just 29 because, well, it's a few lower than the Nashville Predators, and it seems like the Preds have given up an awful lot. Their kill rate is 77.7%. The Preds are 24th overall in the league, and they've given up 33 power play goals against, 4 more than the Arizona Coyotes. Now, the statistics for each individual team and roster. Let's talk about the visiting Predators. First, Philip Forsberg continues to lead the Nashville Predators in scoring on the season. 22 goals, paces the team. 26 assists, 48 points overall. O'Reilly has 17 goals and 23 assists for 40 points now on the season. The second Predator crossover the 40-point mark. The captain, Roman Josi, has 8 goals and 30 assists for 38 points on the season. Nyquist is at 12 and 23 for 35, and Colton Sissons 12 goals and 10 assists for 22 points. on the Arizona Coyotes, the home team in this game. Their side of the ledger, their top scorers, Keller, who typically does quite well against the Nashville Predators, 17 goals, 22 assists for 39 points. Michelli, 7 and 22 for 29. Schmaltz, 13 and 15 for 28. Krause, 17 goals and 10 assists for 27 points. Logan Krause usually has quite good games against the Nashville Predators. Bukestad's already scored against the Preds this year, 9 goals and 17 assists for 26 points on the season. Anticipated goaltending matchup sees a rematch from the 11-11 matchup. UC Saros with a record of 18-16 and 1, a 903 save percentage, 2.96 goals against average, and 2 shutouts going up against his former teammate Connor Ingram. 15-9 and 1, a 918 save percentage, a 2.51 goals against average, and 5 shutouts on the season. Connor Ingram is having an impressive season for the Arizona Coyotes. A better season for the Coyotes than UC Saros is having for the Nashville Predators. So it's going to come down to those two head-to-head, and this is a pivotal, what we call a 4-point matchup within the Central Division. The Nashville Predators will either leave Arizona with an 8-point lead on the division, on the Arizona Coyotes, or only a 4-point lead on the Arizona Coyotes. So this is a big 2 points, especially with the way the Preds dropped that game on a home ice back in November. That's got you all set up for the afternoon start. Make sure you check out that special start time between the Preds and the Arizona Coyotes, wrapping up the road trip for the Preds come on back home to face off the Florida Panthers on Monday. All right, let's get to the Reverse Sports full game recap. We got to go back to Los Angeles. It was a late night against the Kings, and UC Saros was ready to dial in. It's the Reverse Sports full game recap. It's coming up next on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to January the 18th of the year 2024, when the Nashville Predators were in Los Angeles for the first of 3 regular season meetings against the Kings. Head coach Andrew Brunette deployed his lines in the following combinations: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Trennan, Sissons, and Tomasino, Smith, Novak, Evangelista, Parson, Glass, and Gurionov. Some different combinations for sure. Lines 2, 3, and 4. Your defensive pairings are Yossi and Fabro, McDonough, and Shen, Luzon, and Carrier. UC Saros gets the start in LA. And on the clean sheet, the beginning of the game, 52 seconds in, UC Saros coming up with the first save of the game on Roy. At the 129 mark at the first, it's UC Saros coming up with a save on Gavrikov. At the 143 mark, good old big save Dave. Dave Reddick comes up with a save on Shen. It's the National Predators' first shot on goal of the game. The 305 mark at the first period, UC Saros coming up with a save on Moore. At 432, Saros comes up with a save on Gavrikov, plus the follow-up immediately after. 445 in the first period, we see Riddick coming up with a save on Goryanov's breakaway. LA absolutely dominating the first 5 minutes of play on home ice, out shooting the Nashville Predators 7-3 and controlling the majority of the play until that Goryanov breakaway. The Nashville Predators had been offensively stagnant in the first few minutes of this game. 6:24 now, the first period, it's Riddick coming up with a save on Parsonen with the 360 move in the slot. Highly impressive skill right here. Could not convert, or else this would have been a highlight reel goal for sure. At the 7:43 mark of the first period, we find our first penalty in special teams of the game. It's Philip Forsberg off the box. 2 minutes for slashing on his old teammate, Kevin Fiala. I'm sure they had a chuckle about that one. It's an outstanding PK for the Nashville Predators. They do not give up a single shot on goal to the LA Kings. As a matter of fact, they keep them largely outside of the zone, stifling them at the blue line with many blue line denials. At the 9:58 mark of the first period, UC Saros coming up with a save on Lafreniere. At the 11:24 mark of the first period, it's Riddick coming up with a save on Luzon. 11:38, it's Sissons off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. Predators PK doing a great job, and they actually are able to negate the LA Kings power play by drawing a penalty on Byfield. 2 minutes for high sticking in the offensive zone area. That's going to create a 4-on-4 for 50 seconds, and then a Nashville Predators power play for 1 minute and 10 seconds. But Roy is going to be off to the box. 2 minutes for cross-checking. That's going to create a 5-on-3 in favor of the Nashville Predators for 23 seconds. And big save Dave is going to live up to his reputation on this one. So Riddick comes up with a save on Yossi. This one was fairly easy without a lot of traffic, with the rest of them going to be incredibly difficult. Riddick comes up with a save on O'Reilly at close range. Forsberg right there at the post on the rebound, and then Riddick comes up with another save on O'Reilly before the end of the power play. The Predators just peppering the net in LA. At the 18:24 mark, LA gets its best look of the period, but it's more putting the puck over the top of the crossbar from the low slot area. UC Saros not credited with a save, nor the LA Kings credited with a shot on goal, so they go a significant amount of time to end the first period without a shot on goal. The Predators, at the end of the first, 12 shots, LA 8. So remember, the LA Kings were out shooting the Predators 7-3, just 4:45 into the first period. LA only ends up with one more shot on goal through the rest of the first. We go into the second period. We're all the way to 2:43 of the second period. It's Lafreniere hitting the post, so ringing iron in LA. 3:09 of the second period. Saros coming with a save on Dubois. At the 3:17 mark of the second period, it's Fabro off the box. 2 minutes for slashing. Nashville Predators find themselves on the penalty kill yet again. Saros comes with a save on Quinton Byfield, and Saros comes with a save on Moore. McDonough has to clear the rebound off of the goal line, and he does so. UC Saros comes up with a save on Lewis's deflection at close range. At the 6:25 mark of the second period, it's Dubois off the box. 2 minutes for tripping. Predators getting an opportunity on the power play right here, and it is O'Reilly cashing in with his 17th goal of the season. He breaks up the shorthanded 2-on-1 with a perfect stick lift, stick check, then gets back into the play, goes to the net, and gets the perfect deflection of the Captain Roman Josi shot. It was the epitome of Ryan O'Reilly all in one play right here. 200 feet of hockey bringing the jam at both ends of the ice. His 17th goal of the season gives the Predators a 1-0 lead over LA at 8:35 of the second period. It's McDonough off to the box. 2 minutes for delay of game for dislodging the net. A little bit of disagreement with this call right here. I do understand the call, but I disagree with the call. He had to dive across the back of UC Saros to knock the puck out of midair. I do believe it was in danger of going in the net, so he makes the save in the process of dislodging the net. McDonough charged for delay of game. Again, we disagree here, but we move on. It's going to be Doughty getting his 10th goal of the season, tying the game up at 1 apiece for LA. It's a one-time bomb that goes bar down, and this was just an incredibly powerful shot off of the bottom of the iron into the net. Nothing UC Saros can do about this one. Tie game now. Midway through the second period. At 10:15 in the second period, it's Riddick coming up with a save on Nyquist. At 10:26 mark of the second period, it's Riddick coming up with a save on Forsberg plus his rebound follow-up. At the 13:40 mark of the second period, it's Nyquist. His 12th goal of the season is a rebound putback of Schen's long shot. He cleans up right here, giving the Nashville Predators a 2-1 lead, restoring that one-goal lead. Now we move to the 14:10 mark of the second period. It's UC Saros coming up with a save on Roy. Things seem to slow down right here with the 18:36 mark. That's where Riddick comes with a save on Josi. 19:27, Riddick another save on Sissons. And 19:41 of the second period, it's UC Saros coming up with a save on Kempe. That'll do it for the end of the second period. The Nashville Predators hold a 2-1 lead, are now out shooting LA 22-21. The LA Kings able to generate 13 shots on goal in the second period. We flip over to the back of the sheet, and that's where we find the beginning of the third period. We are 36 seconds into that third period, and it's big save Dave Riddick coming up with a save on Yakov Trent at the 1:52 mark of the third period. Riddick comes up with a save on McDonough at the 2:29 mark of the third period. Riddick comes up with a save with a mask on Forsberg. Forsberg just wheels and rips the one-timer from around the half wall. Sharp angle off of the mask definitely stuns Riddick in the crease area. It took him a couple seconds to shake off the cobwebs, but he's able to do so as the play goes down the other end of the ice. 3:42 of the third. Saros comes up with a save on Grundstrom. 4:16 of the third. Saros comes with a save on Lewis. We now move to the 5:46 mark of the third period, and Riddick is back to work, coming with a save on Cole Smith. At the 7:08 mark of the third, Riddick comes up with a save on Gurionov. At the 7:39 mark, Saros comes up with a save on England down the other end of the ice. Now, a couple of minutes go by to 9:29 before Riddick comes up with a save on Schenn at the 10:36 mark. It's UC Saros coming up with a save on Anderson. At the 10:39 mark, though, right after Saros makes the save, it's Luzon picking up the hooking penalty right there around the blue paint area. The Nashville Predators find themselves shorthanded here midway through the third period, and another outstanding penalty kill. The Preds would not give up a single shot on goal. As a matter of fact, Rowan Josi would get the only shot on goal during this 2-minute span for the Nashville Predators. The Preds stifling the LA Kings at the blue line, and now the Predators are going into strangle mode on this third period. 13:45 of the third period. It's Riddick coming up with a save on Philip Forsberg. We go all the way to the 16:10 mark of the third period when UC Saros comes up with a save on Gavrikov at the 18:06 mark, now with the extra attacker on for LA. So 6-on-5. It's UC Saros coming up with a save on Moore. 18:09. UC Saros comes up with another save on Moore. A large scrum would break out as UC Saros pinned the puck against the side of the net, and the LA Kings kept pushing along. But I was happy to see the Nashville Predators defenders push the LA Kings right away from the crease and continue scrumming it up until it was time to go back to play. At the 18:31 mark now of the third period, continuing on with the 6-on-5 attack, UC Saros comes with a save on Antti Kopitar at the back post. Kopitar got a great look at it right here, but could not convert. At the 19:25 mark of the third period, UC Saros coming with a save on Moore. Josi has to clear the rebound out of midair. Josi has had plenty of experience this season clearing rebounds and getting glove saves, but this highly impressive hand-eye coordination right here to prevent the LA Kings from getting another follow-up scoring chance. At the 19:34 mark of the third period, it's UC Saros coming up with a save on Kempe at the end of the game. Right at 19:58, the LA Kings with one more opportunity. It's UC Saros coming up with the blocker save, keeps the play alive, gets the buzzer, and the Nashville Predators secure this victory 2-1 in Los Angeles. The LA Kings do outshoot the Nashville Predators 34-33, but the Nashville Predators did an incredible job once they got ahead in this game 2-1 of just strangling the LA Kings in the neutral zone, and the blue line denials all night long for the Nashville Predators, especially when shorthanded, were simply incredible. With the extra attacker on, the LA Kings were able to make this game very stressful, this one-goal game, over the final 2 minutes and generate a couple of their best scoring chances of the period, but that's exactly what the 6-on-5 scenario is set up for. So the LA Kings able to generate some good pressure at the end of the game. The Preds bend don't break. UC Saros comes out of this one with a very strong victory on the road in Los Angeles against a team that may not be playing good as of late, but a team that's playing pretty good on the season, still in a playoff spot. The Nashville Predators jump the Kings. We'll have more in the analysis portion of things, and that's coming up next right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. Let's talk about this game. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap. Now this is the full game analysis of the Nashville Predators and Los Angeles Kings. UC Saros got the start in net, 33 out of 34 in this game. He did give up one goal. It was on the power play, and it was one hell of a shot by Drew Doughty. Perfect, heavy, bar down shot. Wide open, had his chance to pick his spot, and he picked it perfectly. UC Saros gets beaten by a perfect snipe on a power play. That's the only one, though. The rest of the game, especially the 8 of 8 in the first period where he started, the LA Kings were looking to seize this game out of the get-go. But after the first few minutes, UC Saros had completely shut them down, and it seemed like the Nashville Predators were able to get their skates under them. And I think it's a huge reason that the Nashville Predators got the 2 points. Not just the way UC Saros played the rest of the game, but that first 6-7 minutes of the game, UC Saros was just absolutely outstanding. He was great under pressure all night long, and you cannot talk about this particular victory without talking about the support from the D. Ryan McDonough gets called for a penalty, diving over the top of Saros, taking the net off of the moorings while he was knocking the puck out of the air. Would it have gone in? It doesn't matter. It was the overall effort and the defenseman diving over, helping his goaltender, knocking it away. UC Saros also may have gotten to it. The more you look at the replays, the more it looks like Saros had the situation actually under control. But the support from the D, and then Roman Josi, the captain, later kicking the puck up to his glove so he could knock it away. Simply an incredible effort. But UC Saros should get all of the credit for this game. 33 out of 34. Incredibly good in tight spaces under pressure, at the back post. All the places he needed to be, he was there. Except for that one goal on the power play, and I do not fault him at all for that one. An in-game save percentage of .971. A great job by the starting goaltender for the Nashville Predators, UC Saros. Now, we are going to spend a few minutes talking about the first line of this Nashville Predators team. O'Reilly scores a goal, picks up an assist. He gets 2 points in this game. Now he's up to 40 points on the season, and it was the most Ryan O'Reilly goal and total shift play you can imagine. On the power play, the Nashville Predators turn the puck over, and it's going to be a 2-on-1. Here comes O'Reilly giving the effort on the back check, gets there just in time for the stick check, stick lift, disrupting the 2-on-1 scoring opportunity for the LA Kings. The play turns back around, and there goes O'Reilly right back down the ice, cuts over to the middle of the ice, heads down the slot, goes to the top of the crease, and is there in perfect timing to get the deflection and put the puck in the net. Just the absolute prototypical Ryan O'Reilly shift out there. A great play, back-checking, hustling, working hard on the defensive end of things, and then a great job going to the hard areas, going to the net, and getting a great deflection. Absolutely outstanding by Ryan O'Reilly. So he picks up 2 points in this game to bring his season total to 40. Nyquist picks up a goal in this game. He now has 35 points in total on the season. Nyquist went to the hard area and got the rebound opportunity. Shen throws the puck on net. A lot of times these shots create nice big rebounds, possibly intentionally shot to get this very rebound. Nyquist reading the play perfectly, winning the battle, going to the hard area, and firing the puck back into the net. Nyquist is the player you didn't know you were going to fall in love with this year, but you are absolutely falling in love with him each and every time he's out there on the rink. Again, now at 35 total points on the season. Now, while Philip Forsberg didn't get on the score sheet, low scoring game, the Preds only had 2 goals in the game. He did generate 6 shots on goal, and it seemed like he was everywhere in this game. He was a disruptive force outside of the offensive zone, and in the offensive zone, he was doing a whole lot of creative things. He was going hard to the net. He was getting rebound opportunities. He just could not seem to get the puck into the net right here, but he did seem to be everywhere. Now, I wanted to mention the entirety of the first line for this game because they were dominant. They scored both of the goals for the Preds in this game. They also added an assist for 3 total points, 15 shots on goal, 3 blocked shots, 3 hits, and they did everything out there, including O'Reilly breaking up that 2-on-1 shorthanded. For the first line on the season, it wasn't just this one game that was so impressive. Overall, since they've been put together, 51 goals, 72 assists, 122 points for the Nashville Predators. It is a top-heavy first-line team, much like it was during the Jofa era right now, but at least second, third, fourth line, the Nashville Predators are populated with a bunch of youth that is currently developing. Hopefully they'll come along and bring that secondary scoring soon, but this first line deserves all the stick taps right now. An incredible effort in Los Angeles to secure this victory for the Nashville Predators. The captain, Roman Josi, also picks up an assist and 5 block shots. Uncharacteristically high number for Roman Josi in block shots with 5. 23-13 is not uncharacteristically high in total time on ice. He led the entire team in a solid defensive team effort. After about the first 6 minutes, the Preds put it in lockdown mode, and they smothered the LA Kings. Outside of the 6-on-5 scenario in the third period, they absolutely smothered the LA Kings. A different type of approach than the Nashville Predators were typically looking to take under head coach Andrew Brunette. Not the style he prefers, but a style you have to adapt sometimes, especially on the road. The LA Kings have had their struggles as of late, and the Preds just strangled the life out of them in the third period. Until the 6-on-5, the LA Kings did manage to make things things rather stressful in that one-goal scenario at the end. But the captain, Romeo, was the leader of a solid defensive team effort. That's going to do it for the analysis. We've got the box score to go. That's coming up after we hear from Stripe Digital Solutions, our incredible partner. So proud to be in the trenches with Stripe Digital Solutions. Right back on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Welcome back in. Let's talk about the good cold hard numbers known as the box score for the Nashville Predators. A low-scoring affair, only 2 goals in this game. Both of them scored by forwards, both of them on the first line. It was O'Reilly and Nyquist with the goals in this game. Assists, we had a total of 4-2 on the top side with the forwards, 2 with the defensemen. O'Reilly and Sissons pick up the assists for the forwards, and the captain, Romeo, and Luke Schenn pick up assists from the defensive side of things. In the block shots category, this jumps out at me. Philip Forsberg, the shots on goal category. We're only at shots. Block shots is next. Shots on goal. Philip Forsberg with 6 in this game. Also missed 3, so 9 total shot attempts in this game for Philip Forsberg. Told you, he seemed like he was just everywhere in this game. Ryan O'Reilly also had 5 shots on goal, and Gus Nyquist had 4 shots on goal. Luke Schenn had 4 shots on goal. Captain Romeo had 3 shots on goal. Gurianov adds another 3. He continues shooting the puck. Looking forward to him when he finally breaks through. Like the way he skates, like the way he shoots, just hasn't broken through as of yet. In the block shots category, this did jump out at me. The captain, Romeo, tied with Jeremy Lauzon with 5 shot blocks each in this game, and Colt Sissons added 4 from the forward side of things. Gus Nyquist had 3 block shots in this game. In the physical component of the game, it was 4 different players on the Nashville Predators with 4 hits. No surprise to see Lauzon was one of them. Yakov Trenin also had 4. Cole Smith had 4. No surprise to see any of those 3. Philip Forsberg delivered 3 hits in this game. Give him some stick taps, some credit for that. Luke Schenn also had 3 hits in this game. When it comes to the time on ice leaders, you know what? Andrew Burnett did an incredibly good job of rolling all 4 lines. It was a different look and setup of lines 2, 3, and 4 last night. Line 1 was the only thing that was consistent to what we are familiar with. Tomasino getting his shot on the second line. Gurianov down on the 4th line. It was a different look for sure, and the Nashville Predators did an incredibly good job of rolling all 4 of those lines in a highly contested, tight game. That's usually difficult for a team to do. So the time on ice leaders actually quite lower than normal. Philip Forsberg led all forwards in time on ice, 1850 total. Nyquist and O'Reilly at 1810 each, and it was Yakov Trenin at 1805. No forward skated less than 1052 in this game. So that's great news for the Nashville Predators being able to balance and roll the 4 forward lines to that degree in this game. When it comes to the defenseman, the captain, Romeo, of course, led the team in total time on ice at 23-13. Lauzon had 20-36, and McDonough also at 23-30 in this game. When it comes to the special teams, the Nashville Predators power play was 1 for 3 in this game. It was O'Reilly with the cash-in. It was also O'Reilly with 2:39 in total time on ice on the power play. Nyquist at 3:46. Philip Forsberg at 2:43. Colton Sissons at 2:46. The captain, Romanosi, had 3:28 in total time on ice on the power play. In the penalty kill shorthanded, the Predators were 4 out of 5, and it was the Doughty goal was the only one they gave up. 4:27 was your time on ice leader on the shorthanded. That was McDonough. And then Lauzon at 3:27, Yakov Trenin at 3:15, and Cole Smith, give him some tic taps for this amount of penalty killing. 3:51 in total in the Nashville Predators. Again, we're very solid in stifling the LA Kings in a number of their power play opportunities. It was just the one Doughty shot was the only bright spot for the LA Kings, blemish for the Predators. penalty kill. Some other things falling out of the box score after I talk about UC Saros. 33 out of 34, 1 goal against. We mentioned it a couple of times on the power play. Drew Doughty with the bar down power snipe. 971 in game save percentage. 27 even strength saves, 6 power play saves. UC Saros was without a doubt the standout player of the game, especially the beginning of the game early, going 8 out of 8. Other numbers falling out of the box score. Face-off winning percentage 44.8. Still disappointed that it is as low as it is. Sissons needs to get things worked out. It's just not right now happening there in the face-off dot. Also O'Reilly, also Novak, also Glass, all of them. They need to get things worked out when it comes to the face-off winning percentage. It's a team-wide statistic, not just one individual center. 28 hits. That's a nice number overall for the Predators. 23 block shots. Again, part of the overall strangulation of the clock in the LA Kings offensive game. The Nashville Predators shut it down by blocking lots of long shots before they could get through the net before the LA Kings could try to go to work in the low slot area. So 23 block shots, a really nice number for this Nashville Predators team. 6 takeaways, 6 giveaways. That's an even battle right there. That's going to do it for the box score. Preds go away with an impressive 2-1 victory in Los Angeles. It was the first season meeting between the Preds and the Kings, and the Preds and the Kings are going to be fighting it out for playoff points all season long. And the LA Kings, as a matter of fact, dropped from an automatic playoff spot at the start of yesterday down to a wild card spot, and then the Preds jumped them last night at the end of that game. So for the LA Kings, a tough night overall in the standings, but they still maintain a wild card spot right there with the Nashville Predators. So every time these teams go head-to-head, it's going to be of critical importance to the Nashville Predators to try to secure these points. They did a good job taking 2 points in regulation right here in Los Angeles. They'll have 2 more opportunities to face off against the Kings. The same thing against the Arizona Coyotes. They are competing directly with the Arizona Coyotes for wild card playoff spots at this moment in time as part of a rotation with a couple of different Pacific Division teams and Central Division teams. The Preds have done a good job of maintaining that, but they lost that first opportunity against the Arizona Coyotes. They have to seize this opportunity. There are 6 points available against the Arizona Coyotes this season remaining. They dropped the first 2. The Preds need to do everything they can to pick up these points against the Arizona Coyotes. The Coyotes are the team directly behind them. They need to hold off the Coyotes, so it is going to be an incredibly huge game, and it was an incredibly impressive win when it comes to the playoff race versus the LA Kings. The Preds 1-1 on this road trip after a truly brutal game to start the road trip in Vegas. A really nice comeback in LA. They can close the road trip out strong in Arizona against the Coyotes before coming back on home for a one-night stand against the Florida Panthers. Incredibly important hockey being played by the Nashville Predators team right now. Good to see that they could find a different way to win. Hope everybody's starting to thaw out. Hope everybody's starting to warm up out there. We'll be back in the bunker early tomorrow, Saturday afternoon start against the Coyotes. We'll have the recap in as soon as that game is over. Then we'll have the show. We've also got Spartans junior hockey here in the Nashville area over the weekend, so we'll be covering that as well. So watch for those updates on our social media and here on the show as well. I'm your host and Captain Crazy Charlie Saunier. Operation number 858 is in the books. Hope everybody is off to a great start to the weekend. Stick taps, love, and respect.